Today we are discussing about a topic from Python programming language called variables concept. So first of all, if we discuss about variable definition, so what is a variable? It is used to store data values in the memory location which is referenced and at the time of program execution. So first of all, what is the variable definition in Python means? It is used to store data values in the memory location. So when we store some data by using a variable concept in memory location, that data will be referenced. So how we will be referencing? By creating a variable and we will be assigning that value to a variable. So using this variable name only, the value will be stored in the memory location as a reference. And sometimes we will be using these variables in our program execution and program process also. So here we will be discussing about how to create a variable and what are the rules we have to follow to create a variable, and how can we assign values to that variables. We will be seeing in this tutorial, right? So first of all, when we mention the variable in the Python programming language, we will not be mentioning the data type here. It is one of the feature that a Python is will be having. When compared to other languages like Java, C++, we have to mention the data type, what kind of value you are assigning to a variable. So that means the variable will be storing this data value in the memory location by using the data type help, right? But coming to Python will not be having any type of formality to mention the data type in the variable creation. So we can directly create a variable like some x equal to 10. So automatically the value which we have assigned to that variable will be detected, and automatically the type of data value which we have assigned will be stored in the memory location, right? So explicit, there is no need to mention the data type declaration when we are creating a variable in Python. Okay, so we can create another name like a student name. We can create a variable like a student name is equal to somewhat of like Ramu. Okay, so the value which we have assigned to that variable will be automatically detected and will be stored in the memory location accordingly. So that is one of the feature a variable will be having in Python without the mention of data type before the variable. Okay, like and here, so we will be having some rules to create a variable in Python. So what are the rules we have to follow when we have to create a variable in Python? Rules to create variable in Python. So what rules we have to follow? Variable name can be created. So created by using letters, comma, numbers, comma, underscore. So we can whenever we are creating a variable in Python, we can use letters, numbers, and underscore also. So here one of the example for this point which we are discussing is that let me take some random variable name like myvar. Okay, myvar is equal to somewhat of like a 56.070 is my variable name is myvar, and the value is some decimal value here, right? Here I am having two keywords as my variable name. These two keywords are segregated by using an underscore, right? Okay, so next we can create result. So result is equal to pass, right? It is one keyword. The variable which we have created is having only one keyword, that is called result. So it strictly uses only letters, right? So next, one more variable we can create. Let me take like my car my car 5 is equal to Honda. Okay, I will be having some number of cars and my car 5 is equal to Honda. So here when we create a variable, and in the last of the variable name you can attach a number also, where it will be a valid variable name. But coming to second point, second rule of creating a variable, we should not we should not start a variable name with a digit. Okay, in Python when we are creating a variable, we should not start a variable name with a digit. Okay, so here, so we can create variables with some shortcuts also, right? So like 5 students, let me take a variable name like 5 students. So I will be creating a variable name like 5 students in this format. So 5 students is equal to somewhat of like I will be mentioning some names of the students. Okay, so 5 students like Sai, like that I will be giving a variable name. But sometimes some people will be creating the variable will in the format of 5 students. Okay, so 5 students is equal to Ravi, like that he will be creating a variable, but this will not be taking as a valid in it will be taking as a invalid variable name, and the compiler will not be executing our program, so it will be creating a error, right? So 5 students is different and this 5 students is different. So the second rule is telling you like that the variable name should not start with a number. Okay, and next, so there are some of the cases we will be following to name to allocate the name in different forms. So we will be having camel case. So in camel case we can create a variable, and in Pascal case we can create a variable, and next, and snake case also we can follow to create a variable, right? So these are some of the common methods we are using to create a variable in every any programming language. But if we are having more than 3 words, okay, so if you have more than 3 words, then you can segregate the 3 words by using by following camel case, Pascal case, and snake case also. Like my car name is equal to Maruti. So let me take an example of a variable called my car name. So I am creating a variable called my car name, where here there are 3 keywords in this variable: my, car, and name. So you have to mention these 3 keywords in an understanding way, so that other persons also will be able to understand what type of variable you have created easily. So here to create this variable like my car name, I am using a case method called camel case, where the starting keyword will be small, the second keyword first letter will be capital, and the third keyword first letter will be capital. So this is about following the camel case to create or to allocate a name for the variable, right? So next, Pascal case, my bike. So here if you want to follow Pascal case and if you want to create a variable which is having a more than 3 keywords or 4 keywords, my bike name is equal to Pulsar, right? Here there are 3 keywords which we have created a variable, and these 3 keywords every first letter will be indicated as a capital letter. So this is coming under the Pascal case, right? In this way also we can allocate a name for the variable, right? So next, third one, snake case. So in the snake case, my my school my school name is equal to somewhat of like randomly government public school. So I am creating a variable with name called my school name. So here I am following some snake case to allocate a name for the variable. So snake case, right? So here second point, we second rule for creating a variable is that we should not start a variable name with a digit. So it is another rule. And third one is that we can follow, third rule, we can follow different types of methods to allocate a name for variable. So camel case, Pascal case or snake case to create a variable. And what is the fourth rule here? So the fourth rule here we have to follow is that variable names variable names should not match variable name should not match with the Python keywords. So variable name should not match with the Python keywords. So there are, every programming language will be consisting of a set of keywords. So every programming language will be consisting of set of keywords. Like for example, if you take you will be having some keywords like class, next break, right, next continue, uh, and next if, comma, else, next switch, right, while, next for, comma, etc. These are some of the keywords every programming language is consisting of. Whenever we are creating variable names, our variable name should not match with the Python keywords. So if you are wantedly creating a variable name which is matching like a Python keyword, then compiler will not be taking that as variable name. It will consider it as only like a keyword. Okay, suppose if I am creating a variable like class is equal to fifth class. Okay, if I am creating a variable and naming it as class, the class keyword here, it is one of the keyword that are coming from a Python set of keywords. It will not be taken as a variable name, it will be considered as a keyword. So the compiler will not be taking it as a valid variable name, so it will be taking it as invalid variable name only, because the name of the variable is matching with a set of keywords that are there in Python. Okay, invalid variable name. So this is fourth rule we have to keep in mind whenever we are creating a variable, right? Instead you can change this variable into student. So I will be changing this variable name into student class. Now it will be somewhat of a meaningful variable name with it is does not matching, it is not matching with any keywords that are there in the keywords of Python, right? So in this way you can use some techniques to create a variable in Python, right? So next we can discuss about assignment. So assignment of values to variables in Python. So in different ways we can assign values to variables in Python, where if you take somewhat of like x is equal to 40, next y is equal to 50, next z is equal to 60. So where we have created three variables and we have assigned different values to that variables. Suppose if in a situation, if x, y and z are having same values, if x and y and z are having same values, no need to mention them individually, you can assign same values to all these variables at a time. So how it is possible? Let me take one step, like x equal to, y equal to, z is equal to like 70. That means the 70 is common for all these three variables, and you can at a time in one step assign these 70 variables to all these variables. It is one of the easiest way to create and assign one value to all these three variables at a time. So we can take one step this as one value to many variables. So this step will be called as one value to many variables. We can also assign multiple values, even though if your values are different, you can assign them respectively by using another step like x comma y comma z is equal to 40, 50 and 60, right? So it is also one of the steps, many values to multiple assignment, we can multiple assignment at a time, right? So that means you will be decreasing the lines of code in Python where you take this type of easy techniques to assign values to variables. Okay, and next, dynamic typing. So what do you mean by dynamic typing? The topic called dynamic typing. So there is a technique called dynamic typing in Python, where in the first tab you will be having one value. So let me take for example x is equal to 70, and whenever you are moving to the further steps of a program in Python, then you will be automatically changing your value. So let me take here Python. So x equal to Python. What happens here? Previously x is having a value of 70, and when you are moving further you are tending to change x value to Python. That means x value is updated from 70 to Python. Now if you print, now if you try to print this x value by using a method called print method in Python, so what kind of output it will be giving you? So output it will be giving you is 70 or Python. So it will be giving you the value as Python only. Why? Because 70 is the previous value and Python is the updated value. Okay, right. So this technique is called as dynamic typing. And next, one more point we have to discuss is that Python variable names are case sensitive. So here sensitive. Okay, Python variable names are case sensitive. So it is one of the important point we have to keep in mind while we are creating variables in Python. So here if I am creating two variables like my var is equal to some random value like 66. Okay, next I will be creating one more variable like my var is equal to 77. Okay, even the variables which we have created, these two are having same name and same pronunciation also, but when comes to the um, when comes to uh, typing format, if you see, first variable is having all the small letters and second variable is having one first keyword is smalls and the second keyword first letter will be capital. So if you see both, the Python compiler will be assuming this as one variable, this is first variable, and this will be called as a second variable. Okay, the Python compiler will be assuming both variables as different variables. Okay, because both are case sensitive, right? If you print them they will be printing you different values. Okay, but when comes to dynamic python here, dynamic typing, here x is equal to 70 and x equal to Python, both are having the same variable name, they are not changing here. It is a small x and it is also small x in the second variable. So in this way dynamic typing does not works here because both variables are different here up to looks wise, right? One variable is having completely small letters and the other variable is having two keywords, second keyword first letter is capital, so both are different variables. Next, so here if you see what the main definition of Python variable is, that variable is used to store data values in the memory location. So whatever the value you are having, you can assign automatically that value to a variable here. The value which we have assigned to a variable will be stored in respective memory locations based on the data which we have assigned. Okay, we can create or we can develop different kinds of variable names and we can assign different kinds of values, right? So let python is one of the value. Next, let me take age is equal to some 23, and next percentage is equal to some percentage is equal to 45.67, right? So if you notice here, there are different kinds of data which we are assigning to the variables. So result is equal to true, right? And next, um, right, if you see, I have created 5 variables here. Every variable is having a different value, right? One value, first variable value is a group of characters, second variable value is a number, third variable value is a decimal, and fourth variable value is a boolean value, true or false, and fifth variable where we have created a decision is having some combination of letters and numbers, where the variable is used to store data. Okay, the variable task is to store the data. Is it storing the same data every time? No, it is not storing the same data every time. It is storing different kind of data. Sometimes it is storing group of characters, sometimes it is storing numbers, sometimes it is storing decimals, sometimes it is storing boolean values like true or false, sometimes it is storing a group of numbers and letters. So how it is storing all these different kinds of data is by using a concept called data type concept. Using data type concept, it is storing the data, the respective data, group of characters or numbers or decimals, individually in the memory location without combining them. Right, this data type concept is not explicitly shown in this variables concept, but we do have different kinds of data types where in the background they are doing this type of work to store respective values which we have assigned to a variables. So this data type concept will be explained to you in the next tutorial, like how what is a data type, what kind of work it will be doing, how many types of data types we are having in python. So these kind of stuff we will be discussing in the next tutorial. This is about python variable. Thank you.